Happening, people? It is Tuesday, 1 o'clock special. I'm joined by KG. What you saying, bro?
What's going on, brother? I'm in the house. I'm still gassed, fam. What's good though? How you doing?
Listen, I'm still gassed off the performances that we've been having so far, which we're going to get into. And we're going to talk about. We're going to. Oh, do you know what? I've got myself on in the background. How mad is that? There you go. Take myself off. And you know what? Pogba wants Sancho transfer. That's what it is, isn't it? That's what it is. There's been a lot of reports, right, basically saying that Pogba is looking forward to the likes of Sancho coming through. He's looking forward to playing with him, which could actually be a madness. Before you answer, big up everyone who's coming onto the video. Smash a like. We're at 1,000 people watching live straight away. Big up yourself. Obviously, we've got a little bit of a new look, couple of changes. Ransom's God has done his thing. Big up. He's off and gone to Pastors New, which is great. And we're keeping it moving. So, KG.
What's going on, bro?
What are you saying to this? Is Sancho going to come? Do you think we're going to get him? If he does come, is that going to be a madness? What happens to Mason Greenwood? Do you think it's going to happen?
All right. So listen, simple like this, yeah. Sancho's definitely coming. And I know that's crazy. Remember, people, I got to do this. I say reckless things.
He's definitely coming.
Where I am. The reason why I say definitely coming here is because you heard what the director said. You know, when Dortmund were like, he's got some issues with this. They were saying all sorts of funny stuff, but there was someone that's close to the club that she tweeted about Sancho and said it's almost like he's almost resigned to losing him. Yeah. So in my opinion, it's like, and they stopped starting him at the end of the season because it's almost like trying to plan for life without him. And if you've noticed, you've heard someone say not for sale. He ain't getting nowhere. Then you've heard if he goes, he needs to be sold for a lot of money. So it's the same signs of. I remember when we got Mkhitaryan. Hopefully not the same ending. Hopefully the ending is not the same.
Let's not.
With Mkhitaryan, you notice that they were saying nothing's happening. He's never gonna go there. He was coming. You know what I mean? And Sancho, you see Sancho always with the United players. There's an energy there. And what the most exciting part about this is Pogba talking about the future. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not really hearing from Pogba's agent recently. That can't be a coincidence. Do you know what I mean? Pogba's now saying to himself, "Well, if Sancho's here, I've got Rashford, I've got Martial. This is the place to be, fam. Where am I going? I got Bruno, fam. I don't even know if did you see Bruno. Bruno tweeted or put something on Instagram and he's talking about Martial saying he doesn't usually smile. But ever since I've come, that's another assist, bro. That's another assist.
I think that's the key thing there. I mean, look, we all know you made a big statement. You said Sancho is definitely coming. Now, that's not the channel saying that. That's KG saying
Wait,
that's
I need to say, raw, it's true. Listen, usually I chat shit by myself. Excuse my language. I chat rubbish by myself, yeah. And now I'm on a platform, yeah. Understand? Don't. This is not what the. Yeah,
it's you. But a lot of us do think that. A lot of us.
No, why not? Why would you? If you think about it, he's in a stage in his career when it's like I've left Man City, I went to shine for the big move. You know, because like it or not, no disrespect to Dortmund, but it's a stepping stone club. You go there for the next move, and he's finally reached time. He knows there's the number 7 shirt, bro. Like, people need to understand, yeah, because some people are like, why would he go here? Bro, it's the theater of dreams, fam. You come here and it all changes. Even Bruno Fernandes, even followers and stuff. I'm talking about supporters and everything. As soon as you come here, we're just going to love you. He knows he can step into this club and walk into, we want heroes. Do you know what I mean? And why would you not want to play here? Let's ask it.
Well, what about? One reason might be people saying about this Champions League situation. There's some big games coming up tonight. What could help us? But obviously, if we win all our games, we'll get in there anyway. Potentially, well, we should do. But what about the fact of if there's no Champions League football, would he want to come here? And there's also talk about by August, there's got to be a decision done. It has to be done.
Can you imagine? So if you see, that's why I'm saying he's coming. And I know, again, I'm on the United stand. This is me saying that, yeah? It's not them, man. Now, the reason why I say that is, why would you now put in a date? You say 10th of August. So that means there's negotiation happening. Remember, they said there was something else that came out in the press saying that he wouldn't go for anything less. We're not doing any discounts. Even though COVID's happening, no COVID discounts. We want full price. Yeah. So we're now having a dialogue through the papers. So you're saying it's the 10th. They know that we have like bargaining chips almost, because if we get Champions League at the end of the season, it kind of, now when we go and ask for him, it's different from going from desperation. Now, if we go in now, they're going to be like, slap all the P's on there because they need him. It's almost, and we still need him, don't get it wrong, but it's the negotiating thing. And like it or not, like, I cuss Woodward and I cuss them men that own the club, but then there's some things that they have been doing right. You see how we used to look at City and they wouldn't spend a certain amount of money. They wouldn't go over like 60 or whatever. Yeah. This is what Woodward is trying to create. And it hurts us because as the fans, we're like, oh man, spend the money. And we used to just spend the money. Whenever United come calling, super peace. Do you know what I mean? Now it's like we're in there negotiating hard, but they're learning about us, saying, okay, because I know Sporting did not want to sell Bruno for the price that they paid for him. But they could see in the negotiation, the haggling, we're not having it no more. We're not just going to give you crazy P's. And I think that's why they're almost gesturing or like negotiating through the newspapers, because this conversation is happening. I don't care what anyone says. Conversations are happening right now.
You're not having that. There's no dialogue whatsoever.
There is dialogue. People know where players actually, I believe players already know where they're going. There's only times where a different team can sneak in and ruin it. So that's the only thing we can be worried about now, is if another team says, let's get him too. Do you know what I mean? Like on that Mourinho spoiling thing where a player's going one way and he like Lukaku though. Yeah, I mean, but they know where they're going. I believe all players know where they're going already.
I think it's gonna be mad interesting to see how it plays out. Look, we all know what we want to happen. And can you see Pogba licking his lips at the likes of Sancho arriving? Of course, he wants to play with saucy ballers. He wants to play with ballers who are on the same wavelength. He wants to play with top talent, and also he wants to be in an environment or an establishment, should I say, that is actually showing other employees that, you know, we're going places. It's like being the man in the office. And then, you know, but you can see that the managers or the CEO or the directors are coming to you and saying, right, we're now going in this direction. We're now doing this. We're now doing that. You're thinking, well, you know what? I'm at here now, but I can feel like I'm going places in this office, in this company.
I don't know if you remember, like when I was at school, when we left, that's when they wanted to redesign my primary school, bro. And they got us to choose. Like, they was like, yeah, we should get a little. I'm thinking, what, you not get a swimming pool? So this is how deep it is. It's almost getting to the place where Pogba's saying to himself, I could go abroad, and don't get me wrong, that Real Madrid move does look tasty to Pogba. You know what I mean? It's Zidane, Hazard. There's amazing players there. Just what I'm saying. But then there's a camaraderie that's happening in our team, bro. Dan James doing Afrobeat skanking
sauce.
Gee,
forget. You know what I love about that video, and like, forget the fact that he's out of time and can't do it properly. Like that's not what this is about, because we've all been out with those friends, right? That ain't got a clue what's going on, but they're guys. They're just vibing. Yeah, I love that. But I looked at that, and the first thing is like, oh, did you see that Dan James video? It's jokes. But you know what? When you actually deep what's going on in there, like I tweeted, it's a harmonious dressing room. It's cultures colliding in one big melting pot. You've got people from Brazil in there, people from Africa, people from France, people from Wales, people from England, whatever. All having, you look around the change room, there's all laughs and smiles. So I wasn't even focusing on the fact that Dan James wasn't very good. That wasn't the point. I think it shows and it blows out of the water all of this negative stuff of Pogba's, got hold of Lingard and made him crap now. And remember it was all that, and the dancing is getting to Lingard, and that's why Lingard's rubbish. Then people saw that actually Jesse's just in a bad bit of form. It's nothing to do with Pogba. And it just shows that he was obviously, where that would have come from. We don't need to be in the dressing room to know that. It was probably Eric Bailly or Igalo or Pogba who just slapped on some rhythms, and they're just vibes in.
It's vibes.
It's great to see.
And Dan James is thinking, I need to start by hook or by crook. These men need to pass to me, fam. If I can dance in the dressing room, yeah, and push myself up the pecking order, because Green was doing a madness, fam. Do you know what I mean? So I love the fact of how the club looks. You can see the smiles for the first time, even with the Matic deal, for instance.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I won't even speak
Yeah.
about it now, but then usually the fan base, once we announce a deal like that, we go nuts because we're not happy. It's easier to put these kind of things through because everyone's chilling. I honestly, like, right now, the stage is set. If we can sign Pogba to a long-term deal, literally the league is our oyster. I'm not saying that we can win it next season, but the season after, 100%. Why not? Because you bring in, if Sancho does come in and Pogba knows that he's like, a lot of these players are on long-term contracts. Martial's tied into a long-term one. Rashford ain't going anywhere. Sancho will probably be on a mad long-term. It's
Bruno's
like
on a long-term.
Bruno's here for 4 or 5 years. So you say to yourself, wait, where am I going? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't need to go anywhere. Like, I may as well just
go nowhere.
Yeah.
Plus, I can get the big money. Plus, I can get, like, I don't know what everyone's comfortable with him getting, but I don't mind, to be honest. If he's gonna deliver like he is,
I'd give him Sanchez's wages. Say, hold that.
Is that a lot of money though?
That's 450 bags a week. but to be fair, now, do you know what? I think within the current wage structure, I think the club have kind of learned from that. He's definitely look, Paul Pogba was up there with one of the top earners at the club. So is David De Gea. I think David De Gea is the top earner at the club, apart from Sanchez, who's just obviously doing a daylight robbery thing, nicking a living. But
get him out, bro.
It will be interesting to see when Pogba gets to that point where he thinks, okay, because he's got a year left, but they'll probably activate the extension. So it's not him signing a new deal; it's them just pressing the button to go. You still got another year on top. Don't forget. Let's see. I think that's probably perfect for now, though, because I think at this stage, coming out and saying to Pogba, we want you to sign a new deal, like sit down, do the thing, 4-year extension. I don't think we're there yet. I still think we have to show some more stuff, maybe win something, get in Champions League next year, compete, maybe get to a quarter semi-final in the Champions League, or just something big. Just keep progressing. Be in the top 3 next year, comfortably challenging, maybe, for him to go, right, let me sign a 4-year. But I feel like with them being able to say, let me just press this button quickly because it automatically extends it to give you some more thinking time, I like that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Big up to MJ over the bandwagon. Great name. Thanks for the contribution. He says, hello, guys. If Sancho cannot come due to a huge fee, what other quality alternatives should the club search for the right wing position? KG, I don't want to speak into the atmosphere, but we have to be real. You know what it's like. You can't just throw all your eggs in one basket. If we couldn't get Sancho for whatever reason, a deal couldn't be done, or maybe he said no, who would you go for right wing?
Oh, right wing. Obviously, because you now got a deep depth in looking for players and stuff.
Yeah, because you know can play, but still want them to come.
Who do I like? Because it's a special type of player. It's not anyone that I know. People talk about Kai Havertz and stuff. I'd switch. I wouldn't. Adama Traore. A lot of people talk about him, but it's just a hench Valencia, fam. Let's be
and Valencia was hench.
Valencia, exactly, but Adama Traore, I don't think it'll work. I think we'll have the same issues that you lot probably have with Dan James. Dembele. Not anyone can play for Man United. This is the key.
It looks like Sancho is so tailor-made. You struggle to think of the perfect person.
Yeah, because I could say I don't want Leon Bailey and stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to say players that, because there has to be something. What I kind of like about players is if you play against us and you shine ridiculously, then I'm like, okay, it sends a message to me, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? And I think the shirt is so heavy. You know what I mean? You can now see that it's going to take a super amount of quality to get Mason Greenwood out the side. Yeah. So I don't want to just sign someone. We can get into that place where we'd have the Schneiderlin issues. It's like, he's kind of good. I think he can come in and do a job. We're not interested in that now. We want quality.
We need the
someone. I want a starter. Do you know what I mean? And And again, many people said it. Not everyone can. Richarlison's a decent player, by the way.
Yeah.
Not everyone can play for this great club. So I'm not just going to throw a name out there because Maximum. This is it. He smashed it. What do you think? So
Gucci bandana and that.
the band, but he's kind of. It kind of feels kind of Obertanish. You know what? Let's not rush it. Let's not rush it. That's the only, again, Mark McKenna, big up, because that is the correct name, actually. Kingsley Coleman, Sancho, or I'm not interested, fam. Let's just look at another position until, or we see something in the end of the season.
Memphis Depay back?
No.
Nah, not for you. Okay.
Nah, not at all. Go to
listen, guys, way over 5,000 people watching, nearly 6,000 people watching live. That is so sick. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner and get commenting. If you've got any questions to throw to KG, make sure you guys drop those in there as well. We're going to be having a lot of guests over the next few weeks on this show. So make sure you drop some comments. Or
who would you have, though, on the right? I never heard you say who you want on the right.
Instead of Sancho?
Yeah.
I like what you're saying about Traore in terms of I think that could be an issue long term. Like he's playing well now, and he's better than Dan James now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's got enough in him. I do like Leon Bailey. Yeah, he's a very good player. I do like Leon Bailey. I love Mahrez, man. I think he's so sick. Like I know, and I'm talking about like, look, you probably won't get him. I understand that. Like, but depending if City was to sign another winger because they just lost Sane, maybe Mahrez might think, might be out of favour again and rare. Because if Sane was fit all this year and wanted to play for them, maybe Mahrez might not have got as much game time.
He's a starter now. He's fully worked.
He's fully a starter now. So
Another
person said Son. Listen, I love Son. I think he's a
bro.
Son, I'd have him all day. You know who else I would take?
Though.
Say that again?
Son left-sided.
He plays on the left, but he can play on the right. We
don't need to do this. This is the problem, bro. We getting a hell of man that can play on the left side. Yeah, I mean,
Sancho is that though. Sancho actually doesn't specialize just on the right. He plays a lot on the left foot for Dortmund. He can play either. You know what I mean? When he come on in the games I was watching when we come back after lockdown, he was, Gnabry's another one. But I think these types of players, he's done really well. But I don't think we'll get them. Do you know what? This one here, actually, Watford Sarr, Ismail Sarr. He's all right. He's all right, man. But it's talking about levels in it and stepping up. Like,
yeah, because you might as well talk about the Leicester guy, the Leicester winger.
What? Damari Gray.
Damari. If you're going to talk about Sarr, you might as well talk about Damari.
And Harvey Barnes. There's a few, there's a few kind of ones that are in that conversation. But I think when you're talking about top notch, I think Son comes into that. And
this is why this is good. Yeah, Son is probably one of the most peaceful youths around. You saw Son and Lloris yesterday. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, it's the toxicity. The person that was toxic and said toxic for the dressing room. Look at the two videos that transpired yesterday. You got Dan James dancing, having fun, doing the madness, and you got Son and Lloris. Lloris don't even look like a man that's really on it. But there's something about Mr. Man, that can bring. I don't know what it is. It's the dividing attitude about. Definitely not William. Stop that. Stop that. He's that.
Keegan Langford. He asked the question. There's a question mark.
Things like that get me mad, bro. Get the hell out of here, fam.
William's playing wicked now.
So what? You know what? I think I'm discarded by Fellaini's afro, and I don't need another one, fam.
You don't want no more.
Even when I see Chong, I'm like, roll it up, fam. Because right now, the memories.
I hear that. Another contribution here. Big up Callum. He says, how are we letting Thiago go to Liverpool for just 30 million? Why are we not jumping at this deal? Too old, doesn't suit our system, ? Cantwell right mid, ? On that, KG, actually, with Thiago potentially going to Liverpool. What a player, by the way, Thiago is. Thanks for that, Callum. Let's talk about that. Is it a case of he's approaching 30 now? I think he is 30, but he's an exceptional player.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's a case of actually that doesn't fit into what Solskjaer's doing age-wise and a Grealish would be more suited? Or do you look at that and think, 30 million, worry about where he plays after? Thiago's a baller.
I think if you notice anything about Solskjaer, the personality of the player is very key to him and what they're trying to do next. I feel like sometimes the problem of taking a player that has been bounced about, how Thiago has, didn't he start at he started at Barcelona, right?
Yeah,
Barcelona, Bayern,
mm.
riddled with injuries, and we're not the luckiest team when we get an injured player. Does that make sense? So for me, it's a risky sign. It's this kind of signing we need because we do need cover. If Pogba or Bruno gets injured, we are finished.
Which is why I think we should get Grealish in for sure.
There you go. I just again I proper worry about, can Thiago play a full season, and is his mindset ready to come here and go for something? Is he hungry enough? You know, you've been at Bayern winning trophies. Right now, you've got mad medals, so no one can talk to you and say you're not being successful.
100%.
And he's been paid. Do you know what I mean? I need players that are saying, you know what, I still have things to win. Pogba still hasn't won, even though he's won in Juventus, but there's leagues for him to win. There's so much that Pogba needs to do, even though he has a World Cup. And I feel like a group of our players feel that, and I want the hungry players. Like, that's why it's not Thiago over Grealish, but it's Grealish has so much more to prove, and he's not expecting to come in and just start.
So that hunger,
you know what I mean, he's not. He knows that if I take my opportunity, I could probably have a moment in the team. But then a player like Thiago is like, why am I on the bench?
Yeah,
and you don't need anything to unsettle. Everyone's pushing in this direction. If you get a player, I remember when Chelsea signed everyone, and it was like you had great players on the bench and they were not happy.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
you got to get that balance. You got, because Man City have great players on the bench, but I think it's easier when the team is winning stuff and they can clearly see that. It's like you get the players who buy into the competition for places, who buy into, but I'm still going to be a Premier League winner by the end of this, even if I've only played like 16 times, 18 times, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think, you've got to get that balance.
And then Thiago's better than anything in Liverpool's midfield. He'll come in there and it's like, he's a great player. So
we're actually in that position where he's not in ours. Like, you wouldn't take him out for Bruno. You wouldn't play him instead of Pogba. As much as I've rated Thiago, and obviously he can't play Matic's role. So it's true that we are in a very positive position in terms of those first two spots. It's almost like you're struggling in world football to think of players who can come in and take Pogba and Bruno's spot. You can argue about Kevin De Bruyne when you said, obviously, can you wait before you do that?
Go on.
Hold tight, everyone watching. Over 6,500 people watching. That is sick. Wow. Smash a like, smash a share. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's see if we can get to 7K watching live. That would be absolutely dope. We've got a super chat here saying, from Christian Withers, thanks for the contribution. He says, we need something to strengthen our centre in the back four. So obviously our centre backs. What do you think? What about Rudiger? Before we come to that question, I'll keep that question there. You said Bruno is better than Kevin De Bruyne. Now, be honest, was you saying that because you was just like all of us just gassed off of that 5-2 that we, because that's when we said it? Or have you sat back they came for you on 360 TV as well?
They came for me on everything.
They came for you. You've been having the smoke on Instagram. People have been coming for you with that. Even a lot of Man United fans saying, well, Bruno's amazing, but hold on, KG, just wait. Are you retracting that, or is there some context you want to give to that, or do you stand by your comment?
I want to double down now. Wait, hold on. Let me be real. Okay. The funny thing is about what I said here is I understand Kevin De Bruyne is probably he's a great player, yeah? But look at the badge. This is what I wear, yeah? I support Man United. My job is to support my players, fam. And if someone's chatting rubbish, I need to be able to say, I need to throw up 5 players that I think are better because I support this team, fam. I don't support them, yeah? I've watched a man come to our club, and what's crazy is even when I say what I said, no one's actually come back to me and said, but he's rubbish. No one actually no one can do that. Let's be honest. They're like, he's excited. It's only against Bournemouth and he's only against... Bro, stop that talk, fam. This guy, anytime he plays, he's a contender for man of the match, except once. Do you know what I mean? So you're telling me in the how many games he's played, he's come in and he's revolutionized the way we look. And because we were so bad, I'm super excited. The fact that he's tweeting, look at him, he just came in, he's saying, I'm the one making Martial smile. Martial has smiled for years, fam. Do you know what I mean? So even he knows how sick he is. The guy gets crazy goals. We didn't respect his call. He's in the Portuguese league, so no one's really no one's really putting respect on the goals and assists there. But
Mad amount of goals. Mad,
mad
30 goals last year. It's ridiculous.
Exactly, but I can see why he gets those kind of things. I know Ricky doesn't like it, but he's going to take a shot from anywhere. He's going to say, "Raw, I'm going to get the numbers. I'm here to assist and score." That's his whole mindset, and I love it. Now, if he has this same form to the end of the season, I don't want to hear about Kevin De Bruyne. If this form exists till the end of the season, no one talk to me. Well, you can talk to me because I have to listen in. It's your opinion. But I'm gonna feel the way I feel, and I might be like, "Yeah, it's true you're saying," but I support Man United. You know,
so your players are going to be. I love that. Big up,
that's my players.
Big up your players.
Why would I back City, bro?
A lot of people saying this is from Nitish, I think, is with all the numbers I'm going to say. That's what it is. Bruno could be better in the future, but at the moment, KDB is better. Barty says, nah, De Bruyne is arguably the best player in the world. I don't, yeah, 100%. KDB is something else. KDB is class. Ruben agrees with you, though. Bruno, we've got one here. Bruno is in better form, but as an all-rounder, KDB has to be better.
But then
when we say all-rounder, though, I don't know about all-rounder because KDB, they do exactly the same thing.
Exactly. And then
I don't think KDB
one back as well.
A holding midfielder, or he is what Bruno is. They are to assist and score. So they are the same in that, right?
All I need to do is get the numbers in the Premier League. I have the numbers in Portugal, and even you're seeing Bruno, even the fact that there's times when there's like a counter attack, and Bruno be there and putting a foot. It's like, wait, so he's actually focused on getting back and actually helping out the defense while he's still trying. The guy is an amazing player. We don't support City. I know there's people from different fan channels. You lot are Man United fans, fam. We're not here to rate them lot across the road, fam. It's not on my watch, bruv. We are Man United fans. If someone talks to you about a great player, name 8 of ours, fam. And we ain't got 8, so it's hard.
Are you one of them guys that will say like you're so against the other teams, yeah, that a man will say, do you see Salah, man? Oh, Salah's not, Mane's numbers are weak, but you'll go, because they're Liverpool, you'll go, nah, he's crap, man. I don't care.
No, I won't say that. But then as soon as if man wants to talk about amazing people from back in the past, because Liverpool used to live in the past, you know. So now my favorite thing now is to wind them up with history, fam. So then man talk about players. I draw it back, you know. I talk about man like Pogba, fam. You say, what? When we had Pogba, you my man. Do you know what I mean? So I'm the kind of man, yeah, that if they lived in their past, we're in a funny place and we've been getting bantered. And maybe this is what happens where you have to learn how to deal with the pain. And I'll probably just deal with the pain with just saying, look, we were great before and we're going to be great again. But while we're not great at the moment, we can talk about back in the day. What? I don't care, fam. Shamelessly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Andy Cole and Dwight York. And it looks like we're having it again.
what was he as good as Van Nistelrooy though? I hear you. Another contribution here. Let's talk about this actually, and it was back to the kind of Rudiger comment that we had earlier. Yeah. Harry Kilpatrick, thanks for the contribution. He says, "Who is the perfect partner for Maguire?" Lindelof, he's saying, is basically not. Look, someone said Rudiger earlier on. You kind of winced and stuff. Rudiger.
No, so I really have. I don't know if you've been following this Upamecano thing. Yeah. So he hasn't signed a new deal. That's perfectly what I would like. The honest truth is, this is a shameful year for Axel Tuanzebe. He was the first choice to play with a Maguire or Lindelof, and he's kind of what we need. Someone that he's quick on the ball, decent with his feet, and decent in the air. Perfect partner. And you could see Ollie had the mindset because he started in most of pre-season. Now, for some strange reason, he can't get fit. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think Rudiger's the answer. I've seen a lot of mistakes, not too many. But I've seen enough mistakes from Rudiger to feel like,
yeah,
I don't want him. Got the Chelsea vibe on him. I'm not interested. Upamecano, again, young, hungry, and he's got the pace. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't, with Lindelof and Maguire, I feel like they both are as good as each other on the ball. Obviously, Maguire is better in the air, but they're both not blessed with amazing speed. I think Lindelof's a very good player, you know. And
yeah. People don't. I think he gets a lot of slander, like, of how good he actually is. I'm not saying he is the top, and no, he's the creme de la creme and good enough in a partnership with Harry Maguire to win as a title. Because I don't. I do agree with you. We need like a gear up, but you got to put some respect on his name. He's a steady defender.
Though, because was Puyol? So I think of Puyol and PK.
But PK, I don't think PK. I think been carried a lot, you know. Like next to Marquinhos, next to flipping Puyol. That's a personal thing. I don't. Yeah. PK's been there and done it and won everything, which I'm not taking away. But I don't. When I look at him individually, it's almost like I don't know if he's as good as what people think he actually is because of who he's been next to.
But this is what I'm saying. So, you know, people say that Lindelof and Maguire can't play next to each other. Yeah, I've heard people say that over and over again. But then this is where now the defensive midfielder can protect. So Matic is doing a great job, but obviously there is issues with the legs. Can he still keep it up for long? When PK was playing with Puyol and stuff, and he weren't blessed with pace, you had a Sergio Busquets in there that helped. Do you know what I mean? And is there that, instead of changing that, is there someone that can play in the defensive midfield position that you say, you know what, you can protect and these guys will be able to look after themselves? Because I don't think, again, sometimes these players are blessed with what Maguire is blessed with is understanding in terms of space, how much he knows his frailties, but he's been able to still survive. We used to watch Huth and Morgan. Man, bro.
Premier League.
So don't tell me
that was a one-off, though. That was a one-off. You can't act like that's the benchmark. That is over. It's not okay to have that forever.
I hear that, but they did it. Do you know what I mean? Like it or not, whatever anyone wants to say, them man did it with their slow pace. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel that with the right protection, you could do it. Or I do proper like a young Upamecano. I'm on it, or Ake as well. I know people are not sure.
I was going to bring him in, actually. I was going to bring him in. Before we carry on with the conversation, thank you, Connor Brooks, for the contribution. Says, love KG, such a cool guy. This United team is unreal at the moment. If we get Sancho and Grealish, are we title challengers? Great show, Flex. Big up for the love there. And there was another. Here we go.
It's funny.
What are you laughing at?
Hell no. He said someone talked about Rudiger. He said he's just like Jones. I don't think so. That's a bit.
No, that's a diss. Rudiger, hell no. I would take Jones over that guy. Yeah, there you go. Upamecano is the vibe. Shout out from Canada. Big up yourself. And someone said Maguire for me. I'm just trying to find who that was so I can get their comment read out. Here we go. Renee says Axel and Maguire for me. Opinion.
Not fit enough, man. It's like, bro, we're waiting for, what's that guy? Timothy Fosu Mensah, yeah? Like the Dr. Dre album, fam. You see how, bro, it's not coming. We're never going to see it. We know how we've been excited about these different players. It's not going to happen, bro. And it's a shame because we brought Axel back. I know Aston Villa really wanted him for this season, you know, to play in the first team and stuff. And Ollie was like, over my dead body, he's ready. I'm going to put him in. And that was honestly the plan. Not to obviously the Ollie praise show, but then he remembers the Rio and Vidic and stuff. And he knows, he's thinking, wait, wow, I've got something in Maguire that's, in a sense, can be what Vidic is. Because Vidic wasn't the fastest guy. Amazing in the air. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Mad brave. And he's like, I need to compliment him. So I know in my heart, I feel that Ollie's saying to himself, we do need speed. What Rio said, we do need that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that's why, again, Upamecano, 30 is like 30 or 40 mil, I think it could probably
yeah.
And he's in his last year of his contract. Next year he goes for free. So he's leaving this season. If he goes to Arsenal, I'm green and gold, bruv. As soon as he goes to Arsenal, it's green and gold. I'm back. No, I'm back.
Old tight Zane as usual. Big Arsenal fan. Thanks for contribution. Zane is always on here talking all kinds of crud. Flex Arteta revolution has started. If he had joined after Wenger had left instead of getting Manuel from 40 Towers, we would be higher than you now. I'm not so sure about that. But Arteta's doing his thing. With over 7,000 people watching live, that's
a mad thing.
Incredible. I don't even know if we've even had that. That's crazy. That's 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, over 7,000 people watching. That is sick. Smash a like on the video, share the video. I'm not even going to set a benchmark. Let's see how high we can get it to whilst we're live. We still got a good 20 minutes.
You know?
Yeah, crazy. That is crazy numbers, man. Nathan Aki, though, 20 mil, they're saying. Now, here's my thing on this, right? I like him.
Yes.
I think he's good. I do think he's good. And for 20 million, it's a snip, right? I get that. My only thing is, though, and people might call me crazy for this, but I'm going to say my opinion. I'm just not sure how much of an upgrade he is on Lindelof. However, I'm willing to give him a chance to prove it for only 20 million. I would take that chance to see. I think he could do a job, you know what I mean? But I just playing at Bournemouth where you're getting peppered and, you know, you got to show up. And who's he playing next to? Steve Cook, is it? I don't even know their centre half, but it's a different thing, yeah? But I feel like when you step up to United, I always just look. There's going to be arguments against to say Wan-Bissaka came from Palace, and I'm not saying it can't be done. I just think it's a different thing when you maybe don't have the ball as much, and every mistake you make is highlighted a whole other level. You look at how Lindelof is as a player, and he's not even that bad, but he's getting screwed. And as soon as he gets weight one time, it's like boom. When most of the time he's steady, good on the ball, and most of the time he's not making big mistakes, which has actually contributed to our defense, which isn't conceding that many goals. In 16 games, we've only conceded about 6 goals, bro.
Do you know what's crazy? The Lindelof abuse, it makes no sense to me. I understand when we watch Match of the Day, sometimes players can be victims of Match of the Day. Remember when Match of the Day was on Titus Bramble back in the day? And Titus kid, it's like, Titus. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, Titus might have a screamer of a game, but then it's cussed. And I feel like Lindelof now is almost, we're looking at him and there's just a worry from the fans when he's doing a good job. The guy's actually playing to a good level. Like I promise you, Lindelof leaves. Lindelof's the kind of player that can go to Barcelona and sit in that defense and life is great. Do you know what I mean? We have a good, the problem that we have is they're so alike, him and Maguire. Do you know what I mean? But even then, they're doing well. So that's why for me, Aki is a good signing because I'm not thinking of someone, I want someone to come in he's been at Chelsea, and even there was a time I think a manager almost favoured him at Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? And he showed signs that, can
he propel us? Let me ask you this. If he come in, does he feel bearing in mind he likes to play left centre-back too, and so does Harry Maguire, so something's got to adjust there. They're both not going to be in their favoured positions. You have to think of that. Do you see Aki coming in and raising our central defensive partnership to a level way higher than with Lindelof? That's the question.
No. Why not? No, because again, as you said, left-sided. I think he's here to challenge. I feel like he's almost Carling Cup. And it's not even called that no more, but whatever that cup's called. FA Cup. Yeah, FA Cup, where you think there's going to be games for these players. You know what I mean? Because you do need to shuffle the pack, as we say. So I don't mind seeing a different partnership. See how I was using Rojo and stuff. If Aki's coming in and doing that role, or even who comes off the bench now when we take off Lindelof and Maguire? Does anyone even?
Well, it's Bailly, isn't it? Yeah, and it's whether he can stay fit for a long period.
Aki and Bailly in the non-big games. Why not? Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of games to the end of the season. I don't mind having two sets of pairs.
If he comes in, someone's got to go though. Rojo's going to go. Smalling's going to carry on staying out. But you've got two Nzabi. You got two Nzabi who just can't stay fit and can't get in. But Ollie did like him in pre-season. I remember that vividly. Hasn't
Phil
worked
Jones
out.
had a massive injury as well, you know.
There you go.
As soon as the transfer windows come in, injured.
Hold tight, PJ TV. I think he's talking about a different Nathan Ake because he says Ake is better than Lindelof and he is playing in Aston Villa. Imagine him playing in Man United. So I think he's talking about a different Ake, not the one that's at Bournemouth that we're talking about. I think he's
both
talking about...
It happens, fam. It happens.
It's interesting. A lot of people are saying they like Nathan Ake. And look, I do like him. If we bought him for £20 million, you would not catch me saying, what the hell are we doing? I think he could do a job with Maguire, essentially. But I'm just not 100% convinced it raises the level of the partnership by the gap needed to do it.
It's better than the other stuff. That's why I'm looking at him as a player to come in and be better than what's not starting at the moment. So he'll come in and he will compete with the Baillies, better than Rojo, better than Axel. I'll say better than Axel only because Axel's not fit.
Yeah. And actually playing week in, week out in the Prem and playing well.
Why not?
And he's a full international as well with Holland. We forget that. He plays alongside Van Dijk. Like, he can play.
I forget about all of them. Upamecano, bro.
Yeah.
Get him, and seriously, the league aspirations are very different.
Okay, Digital Asset says we need one of the best defenders in the world. Balunga basically agrees with you, KG, in terms of Ake would be a good signing. Bailly always injured, sadly. Axel too. So Ake can challenge Lindelof. Alex says sell Eric. It's a weird one with Spy because he kind of plays on your heart. You want him to do so well.
You want him.
And you want him to, and you know he's got it in there, but just the injuries and sometimes
it's the Anderson vibe, isn't it? You know how you got Anderson, and even Fergie was like, I just kept him around the dressing room because he's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Like, and honestly, you can feel that Bailly has that kind of energy around these players and stuff. So it's not hurting us, him being on the books. He can do a job. He's a bit crazy at times with some of the things that he does. Like, do you see the one when he's doing that mad header to the floor? But no, Bailly is wild.
He did one against I think it was it Sheffield United at home, or was it? No, it was Norwich. Early in the Norwich, and he just done that fake dive thing, and he just, I don't know what it was. Even
the handball went handball, you know.
No, it wasn't his shoulder.
Why you do it?
How he controlled it.
He'll see him by. Do you see how he looked at him? He's like,
nah. I remember when last season, the game where we beat Liverpool. So not last season, that was 0-0. The season before that, when we beat Liverpool at home, right? Yeah. And he done. I remember at the halfway line, he nicked the ball off someone. Then he done a Maradona turn, a 360 on Salah, and I was like, he's crazy,
bro. You know what, man? I clipped it up, because I had that, but I didn't show the bit when he lost the ball. You know,
he lost the ball straight after, but man, and he done it to Batshuayi this year at Chelsea as well. There's a lot of super chats coming in. I just want to make sure I get through them. Thanks for the contribution from Dees Wall. Says Lindelof and Maguire aren't good enough. Maguire is a great leader and can cut a pass out, no doubt, but technically they are both under par. We need more. Interesting thoughts there. He doesn't even think Maguire is all that good. Extras, thanks for the contribution. Says apparently Moyes wants Lingard and Jones at West Ham. Moyes doing wonders.
Thank you, Moyes.
KG is all for that. Mohammed says KDB is 29 and Bruno is 25. Bruno has room to get better.
Tell them again, Mohammed.
There was another super chat. Big up Mason Borat. He says, thanks for the contribution. Says Upamecano is the way. What about Skriniar at Inter Milan? He's a good player as well. But I'm feeling Upamecano more than that. I think we've got through all of the super chats there. Nearly 7,500 people watching live. The numbers seem to be creeping up. Smash a like on the video. Let us know you're enjoying it and get any questions to KG as well. KG, right? Matic has signed a new deal. This yesterday. Extension till 2023. My initial thing with it was I like it. As long as in the final year of that, or leading up to that, he's still not playing 90 minutes every single game, and we've got another player in and he's kind of molding them in. I don't mind it. I think it's easy to look at that and think and go mad. Oh, it means we're not going to buy a defensive midfielder. It means this, it means that. Now, look, I just feel like you got to give Ollie a chance to show us whether that's the plan or not. I'm going to go with, I don't mind it if it's done in the right way and you phase him out and you keep him around for experience, but you've bought a Declan Rice after 18 months of that contract, and he's, you know, then it's a different story. If he's still playing 90 minutes every game after that time, then, and we're not buying a defensive midfielder because of it, then I'll be like, yeah, you lot chiefed us. But we're not there yet. So I'm at least saying, well, let's wait and see.
And I think that's what's happening. I believe that it's the same with, remember, Ollie has learned from Fergie, you know, and he's proved it in a sense of, even with the Mata deal, we were upset. A lot of us were like, oh my God, Mata's got another deal. Mata doesn't start that many games, but he's there he's one of the elder statesmen at the team, you know. And I think we did it with who did we get? The French defender that came in back in the day, that Ferguson, Laurent Blanc, there you go, where he was trying to just teach the youngers coming through. It's like, okay, you guys watch your season pro. So I definitely feel, because we do have talent there. Matic is playing this position, but if I was Ollie, I'll be speaking to McTominay, because really and truly, it's him that really needs to change his game. And he say, look, if McTominay, look at Matic, if you can offer what Matic can offer us now and more, yeah, sitting next to him for the next 2 years, you're the main starter in that free pivot. That is your position. Because again, a lot of people don't know what McTominay is yet. It's still kind of up in the air. But I
don't think he's a defensive midfielder though. I feel like he would have to change his role. I feel like he's
too young to say that he's not. It's too young. He's a midfielder and he can be developed into that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like as same way how Arsenal somehow have turned Saka into whatever position, like that's
whatever he is now, because he's that
whatever he is now. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes you can reform a player. You know, Gareth Bale was a left back at one stage. People probably don't remember that. Do you know what I mean? So I honestly feel that
Saka was a winger.
There you go. So I definitely feel that with McTominay, learning from these players or saying, you're here, we're going to keep you around the club. Having those pros in, I think it plays a massive difference in terms of what Carrick is doing. So you're not going to play, but certain times when we need you, come in. You know, and we kept Giggs around for a very long time for that exact same reason. So he's probably saying, you know what, we need this in the club. We need these players that have been here. You know, and Matic is one thing. You know, so if he can mentor the next player to come through, fantastic. If he's doing it actually young, playing mad games, get him out.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I think what we do as fans, right? We see the finished article, yeah. And we see the team on the pitch, yeah? We don't see behind the scenes. We don't see the WhatsApp groups. We don't see them going out for meals, or when a young player's going through a certain time and it's like, boy, I just needed someone to chat to. Or we don't see that. We don't see that. But I think we underestimate how important that actually is. Yes. I think especially in a squad in transition. You know, you look at some of the most successful squads, very, very rarely does a team just with no experienced players whatsoever win everything. Listen, the Rugby Babes back in the 50s and that, right? Yeah, that was why they were so magnificent, because it kind of was that. But away from that, I'm talking about generically, you need experienced heads, and I think more so when we're in transition, which we are, which we're still trying to do. I think you need the cool heads like a Matter in there just to keep everyone ticking along and
push the point on what you're saying. I don't think you remember Liverpool would have won the league last season had it not been for Company. Do you see what I'm saying? So Company, he weren't playing all the games, but he's so important to them. Their fans know what Company was in the dressing room. Maybe not playing every game, but the fact that he's there, it says something. You know what I mean? And I feel, obviously, I'm not saying Matic is anything like Company. I'm just saying that these personalities in the dressing room are very important. Do you know what I mean? Like, to push on the points that you're making, because we are gonna get to a very interesting time when we start to almost win stuff. And who's won here? He has. A lot of you man haven't. Do you know what I mean? How do we manage this? How do I prepare? You know what I mean? And I think this run that we're in, which is really interesting, this run that we're in right now, where it's like, what, 16 games?
Yeah.
This is preparing us for chasing the title. So I know we've got 6-7 games left, but I like this pressure. And if Ollie's smart, he can say, well, you guys, you saw what you did. You didn't fold under the pressure. you knew that we only had to win this amount of games to win the title. Well, look at this, guys. At the end of it, hopefully 16. At the end of it, we probably won 22 games or something. Yeah, this like a streak, a run. This is what this team's capable of. But I believe.
But it haven't all been wins in them 16 games. But unbeaten.
Yeah, unbeaten. But I'm saying that's still this is brilliant. And I think this is when he can now convince them that you guys have title winning credentials. That's all it is, because it's how a manager can spin good news. A good manager.
Yeah.
Believe. How do you?
You can basically bust in the dressing room and say, "You lot know this is title winning form. If this league started in January, we'll be top." You could say that.
There you go. And the key is, can the players believe it? And I believe that this is what's happening right now. So I hope we win all our games. But yeah.
Any thoughts on Messi coming to United? I've read this a couple of times in a few newspapers.
Never coming.
It's just not going to happen, is it? It just really isn't. Shaikh says Matic may also help Ghana. Exactly, Man United, and that's just it. It's about having the experience in there. I know sometimes we say, "Oh, it's a lot of money to pay someone just to teach the youngers if they're not playing." Listen. That is a role within a squad. Like, it is. Matic is probably entitled to say, "You want me to mentor people? Give my peas." Like, You want me to take it? It's like going for a new job in the office. You might go from IT consultant to, I don't know, IT maintenance guy. It's a different role. Give me the money.
Yeah. 100%. And like, again, Man United, as fans, like, I have to gas up the fan base, innit? This is an exciting time, fam. You lot, be ignorant. Be ignorant, fam. When people are saying stuff, tell them, listen, sit down, fam. This is a big club right now. We are that, bro, we're a big club. We're going to win title. This is what I want. And clip it up, do whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah? I want 2 trophies. I want the FA Cup, and I want the Europa League and top 4. That's how I'm talking. You got to talk that way with your chest, fam, because it carries it. Like, I believe that
speaking into the atmosphere.
Speak into the atmosphere.
Yeah, but Arsenal been speaking a lot of things into atmosphere, and it doesn't work.
No, Arsenal don't know what they're doing. We're not that club, fam. It's a different club. We don't never talk about us and them, fam, because we're 2 different clubs.
Liverpool spoke into the atmosphere for 30 years.
There you go, fam. And we like it. Liverpool. I used to be so scared. I used to be scared of Liverpool because I said, that's a sleeping giant of a club. If that club wins one, it's over. Yeah? And like it or not, Liverpool look at us the same. All the people are looking at us saying, who's going to get this ship right? Whoever gets it right, yeah, we're a problem. Don't let Oli win a title, fam. It's finished.
Yeah. I'm
telling you. And that's why everyone needs to be on Oli winning this FA Cup, because that's his first. You know what I mean? That's that first.
And I want all the smoke. I want Europa League, FA Cup, and finish top 4.
Take everything, fam.
Do you know what I mean? And if he did that, you look at that. I don't care what anyone wants to say about tactics and maybe not sure he's the right man and maybe not even sure he's going to win us the title, which is it's valid points. Everyone's got their way of looking at things, but I just feel if he was to do that, even if he got to the final and lost, I'm not saying we like that, we wouldn't accept that, but it shows that we're having a bit of a winning mentality and starting to build for next season. It does look very exciting.
There you go. I haven't said anything reckless today, but here comes reckless statement number 1, reckless opinion. Yeah, Jesus. Before you lot clip this up, don't shake your head at me, bro. There is shades, yeah. There is shades of Klopp in Oli. Now, hear what I'm saying.
Well, see, now what's going to happen is they're going to stop. They're going to stop it right there, and you're just
I know what you're saying now, but check this out. Klopp fits Liverpool like a complete glove. I feel that he's at home watching the place, he's singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." Yeah? There's something about Oli where you can see that he fits us. You can see he's almost one of us. And that's the key moment. You see when Klopp will say to the fans, I need everyone. I need you lot as the extra man. Oli, there's a feeling like that where it's like, even when it was getting bad, yeah, fair enough on Twitter, everyone was abusing him and cussing. In the stands, you were there. They weren't singing Oli out in the stands.
Yeah.
And there was reason to sing it there was a reason to sing it at a certain time. So I'm saying that how it's one of our own. He's a fan of the club, and it just feels like, you know, when someone walks into a place and it's like, if you back this man and give him everything he needs, he can be a success. Do you see what I'm saying? So
you're not saying like
I'm not
he's
saying
tactically as good and all that. You're saying in terms of the way he fits the role.
The feeling. You see how Mourinho never felt like one of our. Van Gaal almost had it. Then what do you call it? Were Van Gaal's press conferences. We were loving it. We were starting to love him. Was like, I like the way he's dealing with this. Do you see what I'm saying? But he was different. Moyes never had it. Mourinho definitely never had it.
No, he didn't.
Definitely stayed in the hotel. He's not a part of the fabric that makes this a special club. And I'm telling you that Ollie has this thing. And if Ollie doesn't work here, what you lot need to be resigned to is a new manager come in. Maybe say, let's say Ollie, the worst case scenario, Ollie gets sacked in December, November, whatever. Yeah, a new manager, new signings. Pogba's going to be out for what you call it. This has to work. So as fans, get behind him. When people are chatting rubbish, don't listen, fam. Speak up your manager, speak up the team, support these boys, fam, because I honestly feel that we're onto something special. And this is a true Man United fan managing our team. And this is what we always wanted, because he's done everything that we want. Fellaini, gone. Yeah. Who else was it? Phil Jones, get out, sit in the stands. Even now, give you 5 years, but sit upstairs, bro. Ashley Young, we've been crying about him for time. Go to Inter, bro. Mid-season, our captain. Bro, I'm telling you, Sanchez, get out, bro. You and your Labradors as well, fam. We don't need them, bro, right now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I like, bro, listen, I'm not saying tactically, I'm saying the feeling, and the feeling is very important. That's just me.
A lot of people agreeing with what you're saying, and I can see why you're saying that. I've always said, regardless of what happens, like you said, even if he doesn't win as a Premier League title, already this is the best squad we've seen post Sir Alex Ferguson. That in itself is an achievement. Straight away. Like we got some of the most decorated managers in football to try and do that, and they bought players like Schweinsteiger when it was too late. They bought in a Schneiderlin. You know, Fellaini came in. It just didn't work. Yeah. So I agree with that. And I feel like he's just going in the right direction. I just think you have to look at it how it is now, like what we're seeing. The proof is in the pudding. And like I said to you, I think I said to you on the phone, I was like, look, in a trial, right, in a court case, the judge doesn't go, well, I thought you did it at the beginning, whatever. So based on new evidence, I don't care. You're still guilty. What they do is they go, actually, based on this actually proves this. It wasn't you. That's it. That's how. That's what they're for.
And I'm going to ask you a question, and then we'll know exactly. Let's say, yeah, because it's all about backing. Yeah, it's all about backing from the board. If Klopp does not bring in Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, do they win the league?
No. That's what that was like the two missing ingredients.
Exactly. So now we know what our issue is. We need everyone's identified what we need. We need a right winger. We need a good defender. Maybe a defensive midfielder. Maybe. Do you see what I'm saying? Or just we need support. Well, when the other players come in, we need them to show. Do you know what I mean? But like it or not, he needs to be backed. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's yeah. Go on, sorry, Karen.
No, it's there. That's the main point. Is with Pep said it as well. He said I didn't have company and I never had no port. I couldn't win the league. Yeah. So as good as I am as a manager, I need these things to be successful in my job. Do you see what I'm saying? I need these tools. I can't just turn up with one hammer and think I'm gonna smash it, fam. That's not enough. You know what I'm saying? I need like my spirit level. I need like this. I don't even. Yeah.
I need everything.
I don't know why I'm talking like this. I ain't got no.
I actually, well, do you know what? It's the United Stand exclusive. I actually used to be an electrician as well. I did.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? You need all the right shit for the right stuff. I get.
There you go. And then I'm gonna be successful. I'm the man. Put the stuff around me to make me win. That's
I hear you. This is some crud here, off topic, but I don't care. Bruno's the best player in the world right now in recent form. Don't at me. I think that's the ignorance that the arrogance that he's
ignorance, fam. Until it becomes arrogance, fam. Let's go.
Listen, the show has flown by. What a show! We didn't even get to speak about the games coming up, and the game's just gone.
We're gonna win.
But Simple. Aston Villa Thursday night. Yeah, gonna win.
Gonna win, bro. We're gonna win. Well, we need to, or they're gonna clip this up because it's not. No, yeah.
They clip it up for you, bro, not me. You're the one talking out loud.
I don't care, fam. I support United. It's
big up. Look, the views, we're still at nearly 7,500 people watching live. Towards the end of the show, they were creeping up. It's crazy. It's almost like we can do another hour. That is mad. KG, big up all the socials, bro.
Oh yeah, listen, follow me, KG THA comedian, KG that comedian. Yeah, man. I actually am an actor, just in case people want.
Yeah, but what will happen is, because a lot of people think, oh, those guys who do fan cams and YouTube, they're paid actors. They're not actually real United fans. So technically, you actually fit into that because you are actually a paid actor.
And tell those people to sniff their mum's bottoms, fam. I don't care, fam. I support United, fam. So it is what it is. If you think I'm not, I'll say plastic. Shut your mouth, fam. Whatever it is to you, bro, I'm there in it. I'm singing in it. So whatever.
There are some real sour people out there. I've read. If I was to reply to some of the crap that I've seen written on the internet, it's crazy. It's so funny. I'm an Arsenal fan. That's a paid actor.
How though?
Anyway.
Wait, you reckon quickly? Leicester, Arsenal. Arsenal.
Arsenal going to do the job. Arsenal going to do business. They're confident. They'll beat Leicester. I think. And I think you know what? There could be something in the Crystal Palace Chelsea game.
I don't trust in Crystal Palace unless they're playing Liverpool, and it's bad important. But yeah.
Listen, I'm Flex UTD across all of the socials. Check out my YouTube channel, The Flex, as well. Got some great vlogs coming up there. Josh, make sure you head over there and check that out. And I'll be back on Tuesday with another show and some other guests as well. And we're just going to keep it moving. We are out of here. Thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you have subscribed. Great numbers. And thanks for all your comments. We are gone.
Bap.